All right, let's begin with articles and determiners. Okay, so what are articles and determiners? First, I want you to know that articles are under determiners, okay? So determiner is like the superset, and an article is just under that superset. Basically, an article limits a noun, okay? An article does what? An article limits. Articles limit nouns, or articles limit a noun. So, and we call them determiners, okay, because they determine the type of noun that will come after them, okay. That is, they are special, they are determiners that don't take a particular noun, and they are determiners that do take a particular noun, exactly. So, we call them determiners basically because they determine what noun will come next. That's why we call them determiners. Don't forget that. Then I said articles are under them. There are just three articles in English language, and they are divided into two. You have the definite articles, and the indefinite article. Indefinite articles. All right. So, I wrote them together, but I've told you just now that these ones, articles are under determinants. Exactly. The broad category of classification is that article. All right. And they are even different, quite different from quantifiers, even though there are some quantifiers under determinants. Is that clear? All right, let's go now. Definite articles is the article D. We have only one definite article in English, and the indefinite articles are article and article A. Is that clear? These two are the indefinite one, and this one is the definite one. So what I want to teach you is basically when do we use them. Now we use the article, the definite article, when what we are talking about is defined, is definite. We know it. Exactly. When we know what we are talking about, we use D as an article. So for example, if I see someone that I already know, and I want to report him to a person, I will say I saw the man. I'll say I saw the man, the boy is here, okay? But if it's a man that I don't know, I'll say a man is standing in front of your house. A boy came to check or came to check on you. Exactly. So this A here premeditates the fact that we do not know these persons. So they are indefinite. They are not definite. Definite means well defined. That is, the thing is known to everybody that is talking about it, or the person hearing and the person that is talking about it. That's not definite. So indefinite means it could be anyone, exactly, anyone in particular, anyone and no one in particular. So that's indefinite. A boy, a man. Then another way we use it is we use the A and an specifically when there is the word that is the noun that is going to come after them begins with a vowel. For an, you use it when the noun that is coming after it begins with a vowel sound. So this one goes with what? A vowel sound, not necessarily the spelling. Don't confuse that. It is not necessarily the spelling. So for example, I could say an umbrella, an egg, okay? But if it begins with a consonant sound, not spelling, it will be a banker, a baker, a chair. Exactly. Now, the reason why I'm emphasizing the fact that it is the sound, not the spelling, is this. There are some words, for example, that are spelled with a vowel sound, a vowel letter, but are pronounced with what's it called now? They have consonant pronunciation, where they're pronounced with a consonant sound. Example is a U. It is not an U, it is a U, for example. We have a universal, a universal watch or a universal car or a universal phone, whatever. So A, universal. Even though the U here is vowel letter, but the sound is consonant, so it will be a universal, not an universal. Another one is um, a university. So basically that sound U that usually comes off with the U letter, that sound Yi rather, that usually comes off with the U letter together with the long U. This sound is consonant. So whenever it comes, you use a university. Now for the an, we have some silent consonant letters. So because they are silent, it is the next vowel sound that will be pronounced. Example is an honor. It is not a honor. It is an honor to meet you. We met him an hour ago. An hour, an honor, an heir to the throne, an heir. But it is a hair strand. Keep in mind the difference in their pronunciation. This is a hair. Here the H is pronounced. So this will be transcribed hair. And let me know in the comment section if you have to, do you want to charge? Come now, come through the back. You can charge there. Just remove this. Remove this and you'll be able to charge there. There's still space here. You can come and pass here now and charge. Oh, okay. Do charge. Charge all your lamps too. I didn't see you last night. Oh, sorry. Are you better now? So this is a hair. Then here, an heir to the throne. So here, the transcription is basically this. And let me know in the comment section, like I said, if you want me to cover sounds, vowel sounds, consonant sounds. I'm gonna make a video on that as well. Alright, so that's the case. So that's when we use a and an. Then of course we use article D, the definite article, when we want to refer to a set of people that have they have the same attributes. For example, the poor lack discipline. Well, no, not exactly, not all poor. That is for lack of better sentence. I just used that. But I'm just trying to use something to explain to you. So the poor lack help. Just now, the poor, not a poor. Exactly, because I'm using this poor to categorize all of them together. The blind cannot see. The blind cannot see. So you see, the blind, okay, not a blind. I mean, if I'm referring to one specific person in that group, it will be a blind man, okay? But the blind is bringing them all together, so it's a collection here. Exactly. The handicapped cannot walk. Exactly. The handicapped are not allowed in. Do you understand now? So that is another use of the definite article when you are referring to what? A group, a collection, a group of things collected together. So another way you can use it is if you are referring to specific places and personalities. For example, the king of, for example, kings, for example, we have the Queen of England, not a Queen of England. Exactly. That's for kings. Here in Nigeria, we use Obas, for example, the Oba of Akure, for example, the emir of places like Kano, for example, of Kano. So you see, because we are referring to this is referring to their seat, okay, their positions. We are specific, so we are using the article D, not an emir of Kano, no, the emir of Kano, because it's a specific person, and that is the position he's occupying. No two persons occupy that position. Is that clear? So that's why it is definite. Another one is with countries or places, especially countries that have kingdom or state or states in their name. For example, the United States, the United States, the USSR, the United Kingdom. Exactly. So those words, they take article D. Exactly. So that's all about articles for now. Now, another one is this. You can also use both of them together, article A and B. If you are writing a long sentence, or maybe not a long sentence, multiple sentences, and we're going to treat that types of sentences. In your first sentence, if the person you are talking about is unknown to you, you can write something like, a woman came into your compound. Then along the sentence, you want to talk about the same woman. You now say the woman. Why? Because this woman now has reference. Because the person that you're talking that is reading this does not know that woman. But in this case, knows that the same action that is going to continue here is referring to this person, this initial woman. Exactly. So a woman came into your compound. The woman took your book and ran off. The woman was then arrested. I mean, you can now say she was arrested. Okay? The police apprehended the woman and took her to prison. Exactly. So that is how to use article A and D together. Exactly. Right? An egg fell from your table. The egg first rolled for a while, then broke. Do you understand? I mean, that's just for lack of better example. I hope you understand what I'm trying to do. I'm using article A and D together. So that's how to use them. When you use an indefinite article first, if you use it again for the same thing, it is wrong. You have to use article D now because that particular thing has been specified in the beginning as unknown, but that same unknown thing is what you are referring to. Hence, it has now become definite. It has now become well defined. Exactly. So you now use article D. Exactly. Now let's get to determiners. How to use different types of determiners. Let's start with plural nouns. Let me first list the determiners that we're going to be talking about. There are many determiners, okay? But the ones we are going to be talking about are this and these. When do we use this? Now, this one is used in the singular sense. This one is used in the plural sense. So if I have, this is my father. Now, because the father is one person, I am using this. And take note of this verb because it is also singular. Notice it is singular, okay? Singular verb. Here, they are using this singular determiner. Exactly. There's a pronoun here, and it is singular. But the plural form will be these. And in this case, it will be followed by a plural verb, which is what? Are. These are my brothers. Is that clear? These now. And keep in mind, the pronunciation is also different. This one is this. 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 But this one is pronounced these. These. If you don't understand this, just let me know. I'm going to make another lesson on on sound. I mean, I already have one. I'm going to send it to you, but let me know if you don't understand sound. So this is this, and this one is this. Keep in mind, this one is z, and this one is long. This is short, and this one is x. This is my father. These are my brother. Exactly. Now, another article is this one. Another determiner rather is this guy here. That and those. Now this one is also plural and singular, but and it's also a pronoun like this too. But these pronouns are these ones are called this is demonstrative. This is also demonstrative. Yes, this is also demonstrative. They are called demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrate because when you are saying that is my book, because you point, right? So you demonstrate that is my book, that is my exactly. So it says that is my house. So keep in mind again, you use these if you are proximal. You are proximal to the place. Proximal means you are very close to the place. So you say, this is my house. Or maybe you are even there. You say, welcome to my house. This is my house. Exactly, because we are in the house. But if you are not close to that place, and but we can see it from afar off, you say, that is my house. So you do it pointing. And that's why it's called demonstrative pronoun. So that is my house. But look at this guy. Those. Now those will refer to many things. Now exactly, those are my cars. Those are my cars. Exactly, those are. Keep in mind again the plural verb, singular verb here. Take note of it. Singular verb for that, plural verb for those, because it's referring to many things now. Those are my cars. Cars. Is it clear? All right. Another thing I wanted to talk about is this. You know, if I want to talk about a family name, for example, what's the surname, boy? Oluwatobi. Now, if I want to mention, for example, if I want to talk about all the people in your family together, I'll just say the Oluwatobis visited us. The Oluwatobis visited us means everybody in Oluwatobi's family. Keep in mind that there is no apostrophe here. I'm going to differentiate between that. This is the Oluwatobis visited us. And it's not visited us. The Oluwatobis. But if I want to talk about maybe the Oluwatobis have a car or a house, I'll say the house is the Oluwatobis. This is the surname of one of my boys here. The Oluwatobis. Keep in mind that notice rather, I'll take note that I used apostrophe before the S here. But here, there is no apostrophe here. Why? Because here, I am pluralizing everybody in Oluwatobi family together as one. Is that clear now? For example, in your own family, I want to talk about let's say because you are the father of the house, I say the Umars. So, the Umars own a house in your country, let's say US or UK. Is that clear? But if I want to say your house, that house belongs to your family together, I'll say the house is the Umars. This time, Umars. Apostrophe yes. What does the apostrophe show? The apostrophe shows ownership or possession. Apostrophe shows what? Ownership or possession. Now, another video I'm going to shoot is how to use apostrophe specifically. How to use apostrophe specifically, because there are many use of apostrophe and it is unknown to many people, of course. So I'm going to shoot a video on it separately. So that's how to use D again, article D. Keep in mind I said the Umars. I did not say an Umar or an Oluwatobi. It is D because they are specific about them again. Keep in mind specificity belongs to what? Definite article D. Alright. And if there's any word that I'm saying that you don't understand, just type it in the comment section. I will look at it afterwards and respond. Now, let's go to another one that is commonly confused. Few and a few. Little and a little. Those two. are going to look at them. Now look at few and a few. When do you use few? When do you use a few? Now, to know when to use them, you have to first know what they are and what we even use them for. Now, few first is used for, first, know that both of them are used for count nouns or countable nouns. Count nouns or what? Countable nouns. Countable nouns are nouns that you can count. For example, cars, boys, chairs, students, books, fans. You can count those. When we begin to talk about fluid, for example, water, air, information. Okay, so I'm going to mention the ones with the uncountable nouns or non-count nouns. So we use them for all those I just mentioned, boys and all. But the one we use for these guys, words like luggage, these are non-count nouns. Then you now tell me, what if are they? Can you never pluralize them? The first case is we don't. Usually in your test, we don't pluralize them. Exactly. There's a condition where they can be pluralized, but for most tests, we want to know if you understand if you understand that they are not usually pluralized. I'll tell you the only condition wherein they can be pluralized. Luggage, equipment, information, water, etc. Just baggage. Okay, these are the most commonly tested ones. I mean, of course, they know that you cannot count. They know that you cannot count sand, you cannot count water. So they wouldn't generally give you those. These are the ones that you give. So we don't pluralize them. But there's a condition under which you can pluralize. The condition is this. For example, equipment. The only condition for you to pluralize equipment is, if I talk about equipment, those are the things I'm using to work. So those things I'm using to work together are my equipment, not my equipments. Now, when can I now use equipment? Is when I have multiple equipments that are unrelated. I have them on the table. Exactly. If I have them on the table like that, then that is equipment. As in, for example, let's say I am a teacher. So on the table I have my marker, my book, my marker, my book, my biro, red biro and blue biro, my chalk. So all of those things together, and a cane. So that's my work tool, exactly, my equipment. But if I now have those things together with a stethoscope, a forceps, a stapler, office pin, tape rule, French curves, that's a mixture of different things, different equipment. So you now say equipments, but usually you don't have that. Exactly. Usually you don't have that kind of mixture like that. Exactly. So that's why we don't pluralize this guy. So the point is now that you don't use these guys for this. Exactly. You only use these guys, few and a few. You only use them for what? Count nouns. For example, now what do they mean? This one means not much. Exactly. Few means not much. Or not many, since they are countable. So we use many. Talk of many and much too. We use many for countable, we use much for uncountable. So a few is used for many. For example, in a class of 50 students, if 40 of them came, I'll say a few students came. Don't forget that. A few is used for many, few is used for not many. A few students came. But if I have a class of 50 students and only 10 came, for example, I'll say few students came. Few students came. So whenever you're asked to use it, there are two things to consider. The first thing, whenever you want to pick between these two, the first thing to consider is this. Is it a countable noun or a non-countable noun that is coming after it? If it's a countable noun, then you ask yourself, is it talking about many or not many? If it's many, you will understand. The notion will be clear to you in your exam, in your test. So you will understand, so you choose, if it is many, you choose a few. If it is not many, you choose few. Is it clear? All right. Well, what about little and a little? little and a little. Now we don't use little and a little for luggage, equipment, information, for non-count nouns. This one we we don't use them for count nouns. We use them for non-count nouns rather. Little and a little. So we use little and a little for non-count nouns like water. Water, for example. If I say, then you might be thinking now that, what about some? We're going to get to that soon. Some. That's another determiner. Now, little, the same way as few means not much, a few means not many, a few means many. Here, little means what? Not much. Keep in mind, I said much is also used for what? Non-count nouns. This guy means what? Much. For example, give me a little water. A little water means, if I have a cup like this, for example, if I have a cup like this, if water fills it to this point, for example, if water fills it to this point, this is little water. This is what? Little water. But if water fills it to this point, for example, this is a little water. Do you understand now? So that's much water, but it did not fill it to the brim. Exactly, it did not fill it to the brim. If it fills it to the brim, that's a different thing. But it is more than little. That is a little. Is that clear? So basically, that's the way we look at it. So a little water is in the cup. A little water is in the cup. Then use little. Little water is in the cup. That is if it's small. Exactly, a little water is in the cup. How about some? Now for some, you see, some is used for both countable and uncountable. Uncountable. Now, when do you use it? If I say, give me some water. Now, you see, some is just, some is the indefinite form of this guy. Some is the indefinite form. Remember this one? We said it is what? Not many. This one is many. This one not much. This one is much. Some is not. It's just in between both of them. It's just in between both of them. Some boys came. Some people are here. Some. Do you understand? Okay. Now that is by the way. So you understand that it is used for countable and uncountable. Give me some water, like I said. Now another use is this. I can also use some for, like I said, is indefinite. I can also use some in that indefinite mood for situations like, hello, Mr. Patrick, some boy is looking for you. Keep in mind, it's not some boys, some boy. Why is it some boy? Because there's someone that I don't know, so that's what I actually mean. Someone I don't know, that someone is looking for you, but I'm using some boy because the person is a boy, so I said some boy is at your door. Some man came to find you, some man. It is not some men. Now, if I'm using some men, I am saying many men. But someone came to look for you that I don't know, and I am doing, and it is quite, it is not exactly respectful to say it that way, okay? So some man came to look for you. Some man, that is one person, but it is someone I don't know, and I am being denigrating kind of in my in the way I'm saying it. So it is also used in that sense. Just keep that in mind. Some girl just shouted at me. So some girl, that is just any girl, someone, one person, but that I don't know exactly, and I am. The mood is kind of denigrating, exactly. So that is it on articles, and determinants. Do what to subscribe to the channel. God bless you. And let me know if there's any other a particular aspect of English language that you want me to make a content on for you. Put it in the comment section. I will definitely do justice to it. God bless you.